18 of 19 series are aligned with STAGFLATION mild this morning. That represents the strongest systematic agreement we have measured in over 2 months. The current macro regime is STAGFLATION mild, with a confirmation score of 18 out of 19. The engine is observing STAGFLATION mild, an environment where growth momentum decelerates while inflation momentum accelerates simultaneously. Growth momentum is decelerating at -0.6062, reflecting broad-based softening in economic activity indicators. Inflation momentum is accelerating at +0.0081, capturing the mathematical signature of price pressures building across commodity and service sectors. The coherence score remains moderate, while the confirmation score sits at 18 out of 19 series aligned. Compared to late April, confirmation has held steady at this elevated level, suggesting the stagflationary configuration is solidifying rather than dissipating. Historically, periods of sustained stagflation confirmation in this range have coincided with compressed equity multiples, elevated credit spreads, and rotations into defensive sectors. Mathematical observations of how markets have behaved under similar systematic pressure. Initial claims carries green momentum, defined as the 30-day rate of change above the 60th percentile of its 3-year range. In 9 of 11 comparable periods, this labor market signal coincided with regime persistence over the following 3 months. Core personal consumption expenditures displays green momentum as the 30-day rate of change above the 60th percentile. In 9 of 11 similar instances, this inflation composite reading historically showed acceleration within the same 3-month window, reinforcing the mathematical case for sustained price pressure. Non-farm payroll employment carries red momentum, defined as the 30-day rate of change below the 40th percentile of its 3-year range. In 7 of 9 comparable periods, this employment weakness coincided with elevated volatility and credit stress over the subsequent month. The 10-year Treasury yield sits near technical levels of interest. In prior instances, when the 10-year approached the 4.45% threshold, inflation expectations have shown measurable acceleration within the following 2-week window. 2 if-then triggers are now mathematically active. If the 10-year Treasury yield crosses 4.45% and holds that level for 5 consecutive trading sessions, the inflation composite has historically shown acceleration in 9 of 11 similar instances, a mathematical observation that would increase the case for an expansion to acceleration regime transition. The map is live. These conditions are being monitored daily across all 19 series. If the Fear and Greed Index drops below 15 and maintains that reading for 5 consecutive sessions, confirmation scores have historically deteriorated in 7 of 9 comparable instances, a mathematical observation that would formally lower regime confidence and trigger a watch flag. The map is live. These conditions are being monitored daily across all 19 series. Atlas is the automated, rules-based engine inside Given Analytics. It does 2 things in parallel. First, it publishes a view of the macro environment, the regime, the confirmation score, and the historical base rates we just covered. Second, it runs a fixed 4-layer mathematical framework: price structure, rate of change, risk regime, and market participation, across 407 liquid symbols every trading day. When all 4 layers agree on a symbol, Atlas records it as a potential long or potential short condition under the framework. These are time-stamped model readings logged for members to study. The environment view and the condition log sit side by side inside Atlas. They are separate outputs. The regime does not pick the symbols. The 4 layers do. Members use Atlas to study how the framework has recorded conditions across prior environments, as historical behavior, not as trade selection. Atlas runs the framework. You study the outputs and environment. You decide what to do next. This is potential and educational work. The morning brief is the public surface. The live Atlas dashboard shows the full 19 series regime map, today's mathematical conditions across 407 symbols, and the historical archive side by side. Members study the environment and the Atlas outputs each morning. If you want to track this alongside us, the live view is at givenanalytics.com.